it!
This is personal story time.
I've been riding e-skate for about 3-4 years now. Recently more on the competitive side of racing. Originally just a regular commuter.
So e-skate is something I started out back in 2019. I was having trouble with bird scooters being reliable to get to work. I looked in getting an e-skate myself. I've never really ridden a skateboard before then, so I want to say 6 months after I got my first board. My very first race, I finished at the back of the pack.
I saw my first boosted watching Casey Neistat's vlogs. I've always wanted one since I first saw one back in 8th grade.
Oh my God, I forgot how young you are.
Yeah. After high school, I was like, hey mom, hey dad, can I get a boosted for college? And they said no. So instead, I was like, what if I build my own? And they gave into that, so.
What?
Yeah.
I come from a racing family. They still, to this day, my cousin races at Delaware Speedway in London. When I got these things, I knew there was a future in it. You know, they're electric powered. There's gonna be racing somewhere that's gonna happen with these, and I wanted to be a part of it. I never did the stock racing that my family did growing up, and I've always wanted to race. And it turns out that I just was so passionate about going around a track on an e-skate.
The reason I discovered e-skate more than anything is I came from mountain boarding and off-roading. Tramper, one of the biggest brands in the UK, do a version of their board that is fully electric. And my first ever e-skate was a DIY Tramper. So I bought a battery and I converted my traditional mountain board into an electric board.
There's just something about that e-skate that's in my blood. It won't leave, and it's I want to be on the track. I need to be on the track. I don't ride DIY. I've never had to put together my board, and people ask me, oh, do you know this spec with this spec or whatever? And I'm like, no. It's unlike any other racing scene. You can be competitive on something that's not even intended for racing. And I think that is super thrilling.
But you started in mountain boarding,
I did,
right?
yes, yeah. Pure gravity sport. It's like snowboarding, but coming from the UK, we don't have snow.
Do you feel like the transition to e-skate has just been so much easier because of all that muscle memory and stuff?
The muscle memory helps. Any kind of balance sport will help.
If you already know how to do skateboarding, longboarding, snowboarding, surfing, you already know how to do electric skateboarding.
Most beginners on a beginner board will pick it up within 10 minutes.
The price point for an e-skate is so freaking low.
You're probably looking anywhere between $300 to $1,000.
There's people who just say, I want to get from A to B.
I mean, the board that's sitting between us here is a perfect example of that. Okay. It's only worth a few $100. We have a joke in our local community where they measure how expensive things are by the number of ripples. Oh, that's about 1 ripple or 2 ripples.
The more range, the more power, the more expensive it gets. I wouldn't say it's a cheap hobby. A lot of people outgrow their beginner boards very quickly. They start joining community rides and stuff, and they want to go faster and further more than anything.
If you really want the performance, if you really want everything that a board can give you.
You're looking at about 4 to 5K, a proper racing setup.
Those are the really high ones.
If you're searching for your first electric skateboard or ready for an upgrade, X-Way is a strong brand that's been in the e-skate scene since 2016. They've got a wide variety of boards, like the Flex Pro, with Hydro Cloud wheels for cruising on the city streets. While their Atlas Carbon 4-wheel drive has even more torque and pneumatic tires. They also make e-skate specific accessories, like this backpack. Take your board anywhere. Check out X-Way's entire catalog through the link in this video's description. Thank you X-Way for sponsoring our work, and X-Way Canada for supporting local volunteer communities like the Toronto E-Riders.
An e-skate is also super light, obviously depending on the size you get.
They're still light enough that you can pick them up, bear hug them up some stairs if you need to.
What it always comes down to is the ride feel.
There is a one-of-a-kind feeling when you ride a skateboard. It's that floaty, dreamy, you're in your own world. There's a certain rawness to it. You accelerate when you brake.
It lends itself well to racing.
So I had a keen obsession with just the way downhill skateboarders just shredded, going downhill.
Best of both worlds, the skateboard and all of the electronic come together.
It's pure harmony. When you're carving, there's no other vehicle that will carve just like a skateboard.
Carving is one of the best experiences on an e-skate.
It's so unique to itself.
You say carving, but you guys get like on the ground.
People like Mario who get really low and do the longboarder stance where they have the pucks on their hands and they're dragging their hands across the floor just to get around the corners.
That's kind of what pushed me to get as low as I can. In general, it felt safer to be lower on the ground too.
I know EUC, people describe EUC as feeling like you're flying, but E-skate also has that similar feeling. It's just a massive stress reliever, and all you're thinking about is going left to right, getting that perfect smooth curve.
It's just that wind in your face kind of feel. You feel free. That's the best way I can describe the ride feel. It's just pure bliss.
Why are you so passionately choosing E-skate?
It's the ride experience. Being able to be on a track, feel like a go-kart. And it's the most abstract thing to have to hold on. How fast can you go around that corner without going up and over and falling? And can you be fast enough where no one's faster than you? How exhilarating is that? How exciting is that?
So don't you tell me I am selfish just because I look out for myself. I've been happy, working hard, so I won't have to cry when I'm older. I could have done this.
How now, brown cow?
Who are you calling a cow?
Cracking the wrong thing now. Okay.
Oh.
They are currently running the track. I feel like I'm just a little guy behind it.
That was Mario, by the way.
Shoutouts to Mario. Man, that guy's legendary.
I'm a goofy rider.
I'm regular.
What?
Yeah.
Get.
Oh,
This is. Get out.
Watch out for speed wobbles!
Speed wobbles. We got the cameraman running right behind him.
Product in front of me. Product, promo,
Okay, yeah.
pay me money.
You killed it, dude. Or,
you.
sorry.
What?
Oh, wait.
Keep going, keep
Couple
going.
more seconds. Done.